Good afternoon. Right, I've got totally inspired by Angela's project. Just going to encourage you to pop over and see Angela. She's called Sangale Studio. She's done her first video, which is very brave of her. It's very nerve-wracking doing this, believe it or not. And she's made a fabric auditioning folder, I think it was called. So first of all, I want to give a shout out to her. She's only got 2 subscribers. I'm one of them. So pop over and give her a bit of love. It really encourages you to make more videos with the more subscribers you get. I can't tell you how lovely it feels when, you know, I've said it before. I was so chuffed when I'll leave that there for a minute. I was so chuffed when I had 200 people. You know, now it's up to 1,500, I think. So it's just mind-blowing. It really is lovely. And thank you very much. Yeah, so pop over and say hello to Angela and have a look at her fabric auditioning folder. It's very ingenious. She was trying to explain it to me when we had that day out together, and I was like, no, you have to do a video because I couldn't follow it at all. But it's simple. Yeah, it's simple but a really good idea. Not one that I've seen, so I don't know. I don't know if it's out there. Yeah. But anyway, so I'm kind of going to do my version of one of those actually, because when I get an idea for a new journal, I make bits here, bits there. I find bits of card and paper and stuff, and I think, oh, that'll be perfect for that journal, and you know, the usual sort of gathering process, if you like. But when it actually comes to it, I could never find half of it. And when I was watching Angela's video, I thought, cool, that'd be, because hers is more for storing fabric. But I thought, well, actually, I really could do with a folder, which is completely non-generic. It's just a folder that I can keep bits that I've made. Because sometimes in the Roxy Creations, when I do them, I'll do the project but themed to a journal that I'm in the process of making, but I can never find them. I mean, it's like when I did the dragonfly one. I have found so many dragonfly bits now just loafing around my room, and I thought, well, if I had kind of a file or a folder to put them in when I've done them, then when it actually comes to making the journal, because I tend to gather and make before I actually get around to making the journal, I could just open this file, everything would be there. So as you can probably tell, I've got a bit of wallpaper, which is a sample that I sampled from my local hardware store, which is a home base store. I took a rather generous sample. It's lovely. I love that wood effect. So I've got that under here, and I'm just sticking some grey board, which is the backs of old paper pads, basically. I'm just sticking these on as the... I think it's going to need to be quite robust, because sometimes I'll have tons and tons of paper, and I'm making a right mess here. And fabric and stuff like that, you know, and when you get all your bits and bobs in, it starts to, the weight starts to go up. So I'm thinking these are going to need to be quite robust. Remember to leave the gap. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing here. I am getting very messy. Anyway, yes, as I say, totally inspired by Angela's idea, and I'm hoping this will make me not lose half the stuff that I tend to blooming lose everywhere. So it's just an idea. It's probably out there already. I don't know. I'm just going to kind of call it a project folder, if you like. I've got a couple of ideas that I'm running through my head as I'm doing this kind of thing, of storage pockets. I'm just trying to think what I will need. I've picked out a plastic popper envelope. Hold on, I'll show you. This is going off rapidly. Dump that there. The wallpaper wants to roll everywhere, of course. it doesn't have to be perfect, okay? It's just for me, and it's got a very utilitarian use when I am done with it, basically. Yeah, I've got some of these. Right, you'll recognise those. Okay, I was a complete and utter numpty on Amazon. I store my stamps in those, and I thought, oh, I need about 30. Well, when it arrived in this great big package, I thought, but I only bought 30, they're not that big. No. I'd managed to buy, and it wasn't expensive, I managed to buy 3 packets of 30. So I only used 30 for my stamps. So I've now got 90 of the blooming things to use. Well, 60 now because I've done all my stamps, but yeah, you kind of get the idea. So it's classic me, really. Let me move this pad of paper out of the way. There we are. See, look at that, Susan. Clever girl. Actually got a flat desk now. There's the thing. Yeah, so I've got an awful lot of those, and you know, the other thought was, how big do I make it? Does it need to be A4? Yes, I think it does need to be A4, and these are grey boards off of A4 paper packs. So yeah, I think this is a good size, because then I can put, I don't know. Yeah, let me just get this stuck down and I'll show you what else, because when I was at the West Point show, I clean forgot to show you guys it actually. Oh, helps if you cut the top off that, doesn't it? It's a new bottle of Aleene's tacky glue, because the art glitter glue is a little bit pricey sometimes for projects like this. You don't want to, oh, there we go. So yeah, basic folder making here. Nothing terribly exciting. In fact, what I'll do is I'll stick this and I'll come back to you and show you the rest of it. 2 secs. Right, done all the sticky stuff. It's not beautiful, but it doesn't need to be. This is going to be a workhorse. This is just ordinary paper, and that was a mistake actually, just using copy paper, because it's a bit thin, as you can probably tell. Now, you know, you make it pretty. If you want it all pretty, that's fine. I'm quite happy with that. It's a lovely, love this paper. When I get my own house, it's going to be on the walls. Right, okay, so that's a nice sturdy strong folder. Yes, you can use an ordinary A4 folder, that's fine, but you know, we're creators, we like to make our things, don't we? So if you've watched Angela's video, you'll see that she did card tab like things coming across to hold fabric. See, what I'm thinking on this back page is having one of these plastic wallets here to put stuff in. Are you in frame? Kinda. Let me just move that there. Right. Yeah, so we can put ephemera and stuff in there that we make that can store in there. And then yeah, at the West Point show I picked up a whole, let me just grab it all together, a whole wodge of these file things. I can't remember the brand. I think they were, hang on, I've got the paper in the bin. Creative Memories file mate folders. Yeah, well, they were 50p. I wasn't going to leave them there because if nothing else, it's a nice card. So what I was thinking, well, I'm wondering actually, I'm not thinking, so I need something to store A4 paper in. So because you know, when I've done pages or if I've collected pages, I need something to store that in, which could be just a single layer of that really. It doesn't need to be double, does it? It doesn't need to be the whole thing. Not depth wise, it does height wise, because that would be, although I've usually folded the pages into A5 size. It needs to have some depth on it, because you're only going to get a few pieces in. Sorry, I'm thinking on the hoof here. Because what I'm thinking is, when you start, let me just get these on their fold lines. When you start putting papers in, it chunks it out, doesn't it? That's why I made the spine 2 inches wide, because I thought, well, you know, when you start collecting signatures together, they do chunk out. So if I, come on, get your thinking head working, Susan. Right, so that would be enough. I folded the spine to, what's that, about 1/2 inch. That would be enough. It doesn't even need, no. Right, hold on. Getting there. Yeah, I could just do that. Make a deep pocket here and then just put the papers in from the top, couldn't I? Yes, indeed. Right, okay, let's make some marks. So which end do I like the best? I think I like that side with the bit dipping in. So if that's the width of the page, the book, and then I want about 1/2 inch. That's my ruler. Oh no. Oh, I do hope everybody else craft room like mine. It was here a second ago. I was measuring stuff. I want to cry. Where have you gone? Okay, I have to do it in centimetres, sorry. Don't know where my ruler's gone. Right, where's my lines? There they are. So if I go, I think 2 centimetres would be too much. So if I go 1.5, so if I fold it there, that'll be the pocket, and then I need probably another 1.5. It's just going to be a smidgen off, isn't it? Okay, right. Right, yep, I think I've got it now. Okay, I'm going to cut this. How am I going to cut that? If I have that as the bottom of the pocket, it's too high. Right, let's take it off here. Sorry, I'll give you some measurements. Let me very much on the hoof here, peeps. Sorry, it's going to be a bit bitty, this one, because I'm just trying to work it out what I actually want. So let's put that there. Leave that one, take that one off. I know I've got to fold it at that point there, so let me just fold that back, get it straight. Do the same this side. Hopefully they're even. Probably not, because I didn't exactly try and centralise it. Are you? No, you're not at all, are you? You're foreign. Okay. Right, so I need to fold that one under more. Right, don't worry, it'll make sense. Hang on. Right. it's not going to matter actually. So all I need is that to be the same width as my cover, which it is. Perfect. Okay, so now it's just a case of forming a deep pocket. So if I do, I can do 2 centimetres, that'll be alright, won't it? Oh, I hope this is all in screen, sorry if it's not. I might not play the video. If I do 2 centimetres here as well, without getting my noggin in the camera. I could have used my scoreboard, couldn't I? That would have made more sense, but you know, when did I ever do anything the right way? I was tempted to get it, but it's so big. I went a bit mad when I bought that thing. Right, where are you? Right, get me head in the camera. Okay, there's the other one. Out there. Like I say, it doesn't have to be a work of art, this. So this is going to be my, yeah. So the width of that, the width of that doesn't matter because I've got my boxed pocket now. Let's call it that. That'll do. Boxed pocket. Just rub out those lines. Right, so that will sit like that. Papers can slip in there. Yep. Right. Next one. Right, let's do this a sensible way. Let's fold it this way first, and then the other way, and there'll be a lot less guesswork. So yeah, all you need to concentrate on is getting the pocket bit even, and I'll tell you what I mean. Hold on. Yeah, so the only bit you've got to get even is this piece here. Alright, as long as they're the same depth, your pocket will be good. Okay, so the last thing I need to do is the same again on the bottom, because otherwise my paper will drop out. Duh! Oh dear, 2 centimetres. Oh dear. I cracked myself up. It's making me chuckle to myself. Right, and obviously we need to lose some paper in the corner, or card I should say. This is actually quite a thick card actually. I had such a good hit at that craft show. I picked up so much stuff. This guy, I don't know whether he was going out of business or something. I don't know. I feel sorry for him if he was, but yeah, I just picked up all this stuff. It was amazing. Right, so what do I need to lose? I need to lose. Keep you. Scissors. So you. You need to flap under there. Essentially, we're making a box, aren't we? In essence. Yeah, perfect. There's nothing to flap up though, is there? No, there isn't. Sorry, I need something to actually to be able to stick to the hold on. Centimetre will be plenty. Sorry, I don't know where my inch ruler's gone. Okay, so now Nope, that needed to... Oh, flipping heck. Sorry. Alright. Yeah, that needed to be... That could have just been... Right, okay. So the backing boards were probably A4 because they came off of A4 paper pads. So I'm working from that to that measurement. And I've just messed up the bottom, but I'll explain why. Right, okay, so now that's it, yeah. So what I did, I messed up. I only took a centimetre here, and it needed to be the same width as here, basically. So it needed a 2 centimetre. I've got this bit that will fold up underneath and stick to the backboard. And then, yeah, we're fine. Right, okay, so I need to do is, let me think. So you're going to come round there. So you definitely need cutting up there. Let me sing camera. In. I'll make the mistake so that you don't have to, you see. Good to you, aren't I? Actually, we can get rid of that, I think. Yep. Let's tuck it in. Don't need to cut it off. It just adds a little bit more strength. Right, okay, yeah. So essentially we are making a box envelope. That probably could have been made an awful lot easier. I've just made it look really hard work. So we need to chop up here. Do I even need to chop the other bit? Yes, because that needs to fold. We're getting there. Hang on. Bear with me. Right, so you guys need to go up there. Oh, come on. Right, yes, there. Stay. Don't move. Art glitter glue, because you're the quickest at sticking. Right, let's get this blinking thing stuck. Right, I'm just going to make sure those corners are nice. Hold it for a second. If you're following this, well done. Quite frankly. Right, I'm going to tuck everything in. That needs to come over. I've got no doubt I could have chopped something off there. Yeah, that long bit there. That one. So you can go in there. You can go in there too. You need to wrap that way. And you need to go up there. Right, okay, we're on it. I'm going to chop that one off because that might get in the way. Right. We just need to glue that one bit. We'll keep those on, they'll just reinforce the bottom. Again, take your time. Let me give you some measurements because that was very ad hoc, wasn't it? Just hold that for a second. If I can find the hole for the thing. Get in. Fine. Right. Okay, so I've got A4 card here. This piece of card I have cut to the same size. Okay, so it's going to make a really nice big pocket there. I've done a 2 centimetre depth. Where is my inch ruler? Because if you don't work in inches, this will centimetres, this will be driving you bonkers. I had it earlier. Marking things, it can't be hard. Oh, you've got inches on. Thank goodness for that. It's a little planner one. Right, so it is 3/4 of an inch. 2 centimetres is 3/4 of an inch. So yeah, so it's A4 size. Okay, let me make sure you see. Yeah, you are. Right, so it's A4. I've done 2 centimetre sides, except there where I fluffed it and only did one. It needs to be the same depth all the way around. And then you just need a bit. It doesn't really matter what these measurements are. You can see they're not even at all, but that's fine because they are going to stick onto the backing board, if you like. Right, they're going to stick down there. You know, decorate to your heart's content. You do whatever you want to do on this. I don't need this to be pretty. Like I said, it is a holding form for me, but I do want it to be quite strongly stuck. Lord only knows how I'm going to make sure it sticks properly, but we'll stick a ruler in there, particularly at the top because that's going to be its weakest point. Good old art glitter glue. All right. I'm going to stick it fairly close to the bottom, but not dead on the bottom. And I'm going to need to make sure it doesn't come over there. It's not over this edge, which it isn't, which is good. Okay. Move all the junk off of it so I can actually move it. Flower, go away. Right, I'm just going to get my ruler in just to push those seams down. The art glitter glue is very strong and it's very quick to set as well. So I'm just going to do the bottom. Hopefully. Oh, we've got a Humphrey in there. How did we get that? Just hold it down. And something a bit more robust. You're a bit tougher. That's it. Right, okay. Make sure we're all stuck. I don't want anything being able to fall out. Cool. It's in. So we got a nice big pocket, really deep. You can see the depth on that. Yeah. Okay, fantastic. Loads of paper in there. All right, we've still got plenty of room on our spine. Again, I've not covered the spine. This isn't going to be a pretty folder. Paper's hanging off there. We'll stick that in a second. All right, so that'll hold the paper. So I'm wondering if I could get... Can I get two? No, they're too big. I definitely want something to hold bits and pieces that I've made. These are nice because you can see exactly what's in there. Of course, the only other option is to make a... But if I don't see it, I won't use it. I'm going to stick with this, I think. Now, I have successfully stuck this stuff down before. I think I used 3-in-1. So let me get that out. I'll just stick that corner down for a second. That's my pin. actually, sorry, thinking on the hoof again, I use, back in a second. Right, I've been off screen thinking. I've picked up 2 of these folders now. I've drawn a line where this pocket is technically going to fall when the folder's shut. Okay, so it gives me an idea. I don't want to waste any space in this. I want it to have as much storage space as possible. So what I was thinking was, if I stitch that one to there, and maybe that one on top. Do I need to fold it over? If I sandwich it, trying to think how I need to do this. I want it to be able to expand, so I don't really. Right, let me just fold this in half. This is a really thick black cotton ticking stuff. It's one of those bulletproof. It's almost like a denim, but it's not a denim. Sorry, it's black. You're probably not seeing much, but. Trying to think, sorry. See, if I stitch them straight on top of each other, if I stick that down there and stitch those straight on top of each other, they're not going to have an awful lot of room, or are they? Let me get my clips. Mackerel, you really do have the knack of laying right in the way at times, don't you? Hey? I've got a cat roundabout as usual. Right, let me do a sort of a dry run. Right, let's stick you on there. I know what I want to do, I just can't work out how to do it, so just stick with me for a second. Right, so if those 2 get stitched onto there, that will leave that free to, right, okay. And then, yeah, of course they will. They'll still be able to expand, won't they? Right, I'm going to stitch this. I'll be right back. Right, stitched. So, basically, I cut a piece of that fabric to the width of my spine. Does it matter that they lay flat? Let's have a look. Stand it up. Let's have a look, see what it'll look like. There's a couple of clips there and there. So when it stands up, yeah, that needs to, okay. Right, I need to put, what it's doing is pulling that away like that, which of course it will do. And what I need is that to, so if I stitch another piece of fabric onto that and sandwich, that's what I was trying to think of. When I folded that, I thought it needs to sandwich somehow so that they will flap and move around. And I just couldn't, it just wouldn't, yeah, it just wouldn't stick in my head. So I think what I'll do is I'll get another piece of the black fabric. It only needs to be not very wide. Let's grab the fabric. I hope you don't mind this. I'm literally thinking on my feet here and sort of problem solving as I go. So if I stitch another piece onto there that way, they can then flap around on the inside, as it were, and they can be filled. And then I've still got all this for something. I don't know what. Right, okay. I won't pause you, I'll just quickly stitch that. It didn't take a minute to do actually, so let me just quickly stitch that. I left the machine on, so back with you in a ticky boo. Lined up. He didn't particularly enjoy doing that, but it's a machine, it will do as it's told. Right, so that and that, yeah, so now they will flippy floppy, which is what I want, which is great. Let's just trim this fabric off a bit. Now I'm trying to decide, when Angela did hers, she had cardboard flip things for clipping the fabric to. I don't know if I need that. I'm trying to think if I do or not. In the meantime, let's stick that down. I'm going to use 3-in-1, I think, because it is fabric after all, and it's going to need something quite robust. Yeah, because that won't interfere with that. That's fine. Sorry, I just had a thought crossing my line there. I thought, is that going to clash with that? But I don't think it will. I think it'll be fine. I'm going to put plenty on because they potentially could have a lot in them. So they're going to be quite heavy. I don't want it pulling the fabric off. And there's no way I can stitch through this. Although Angela has got a machine that stitches through, well, probably stitch through concrete, won't it, Angela? It's gone through, yeah, it's gone through chipboard. So it's an old one, I think you said. So yeah. Just gonna fold that back. Let's see if I can stick that bit first. Yeah, my machine would have, it would have had a fit if I tried to sew through chipboard. Otherwise, I would have done so. But this is literally a prototype, so I've got another one cut and ready. So whatever mistakes I make here, I'll try to make sure I don't do on the other one. Because I'm thinking I'll need two, because I generally sort of have one in the works and one in the back of my mind sort of thing. And I thought, well, do you know, doing this, I'm hoping it'll be a lot more efficient. I don't know. Okay, that works well. It's fine, thank you. 3-in-1 glue. Right, let's put my. I'm sure that'll be fine. Okay, what can we do here? What do I need? Don't know. I don't know if I need the... do I need the fabric holders? I suppose it'd be handy for things like little bits of lace and stuff like that, because I know that's... So I might put, because I've got my... This is one that I am going to be doing my... This is a 1/2 metre of fabric, mine, so it's a bit over the top. But then if I had underneath a couple of those cardboard strips to put things like lace and stuff like that on, that might be quite handy actually. Now then, do I want them to flap or do I want them just stuck raised off so that you can just pin things to? I think I'll do what Angela did and just have them so that they flop in. Probably not that big actually, probably, oh, I don't know. Right, oh, go here. I think you're going to be too big, because you're too thick, because you're chipboard. Although, if I do a score line, let me chop that in half. Let's think about how big I want them first of all. I think, Angela, you said you did yours 13 centimetres, I think. That looks about right actually. And if I just gently score that, that will, mind you, it does tend to break after a while, chipboard, doesn't it? Yeah, see, it cracks. Okay, not chipboard then. I have got Amazon packaging somewhere buried. Call it one of these. That'll probably do really well actually. Right, let's chop a bit of this off. Sorry, I'm doing that completely off screen. I do apologise. I need to go about there. What did you say? Was it 1.5 inches? That'll do. That sort of width there. I'll measure it, hang on. Now I'm cutting into the spine of the envelope because I'm trying to be a little bit crafty here in that. I think I like that idea. I think that'll be quite robust. So I think I'm just going to do possibly 2. Completely holding that the wrong way around. Hang on. Right. Again, pretty these up if you want to. I'm not going to bother. But I am going to turn them that way so it's not quite so horrible. Okay, so have those situated probably about there actually, and then I can attach any bits of lace, any bits and bobs like that. Tell you what else I'm tempted to do is make a little pocket for any little trimmy bits, or what are they called, oh, I don't know, I can't remember what they're called. Dingly dangly bits, you know, yeah, trimmy bits. Charms. Okay, it's not terribly straight, says she who can't see straight lines. It's a little bit better. So if I put those there, and then a pocket of some sort there. Just trying to think if I've got any little plastic. I don't think I want to use paper because I think that will rip over time. Let me search my goodie box back in a tick. Right, I had one of those zippy type ones. Okay, so I've chopped it down. I've stitched on one side only a piece of Amazon packaging because I'm going to put that here. Alright, and I'm going to just stick the back of it so that too can flap out of the way, so that if I've got long pieces of lace and stuff like that I want to store on there, that can all go behind there and that can flap down and hold it in. I think it'll work. Right, okay, I'm going to get this all stuck and we'll try it out. Let's see if it works. I'm going to take my glasses off because I'm struggling. It's too close up. I think I'm just going to use the 3-in-1. It's just quicker and easier. Let's get this stuck on first. So that there. I didn't want to stick the plastic straight down. I was tempted to do that, but I thought plastic doesn't really want to stick to paper sometimes. So I'm going to stick it in a little bit, I think. Plenty of glue. Do not be too tight on your glue. Let's try and get it some sort of straight, shall we? That'll be good. I'm a little bit mad with the glue there, but I'd rather too much than too little. This is going to get some wear and tear, so as I keep telling you, if you want to make this all fancy schmancy, go for it. That's fine. This is just going to be a little workhorse for me, hopefully. Okay. Just trying to think which way I want to. I'll stick that down, it gets rid of the... Although I don't mind the numbers on there, it's nice and grungy. These are potentially not going to hold things that are too heavy, so I think I'll put one there. Again, try and get it straight here. Round the corners, put lace on it. Yeah, you get the idea. You can customise this to your heart's content. In fact, you could do all the basics here and then go over and cover it if you want to. I think it's important just to get it nice and strong and usable. Okay, just hold those for a second. I think we're done. I think it's something that you can customise the heck out of, really. It depends what kind of a journaler you are, I guess, or what, you know, maker. If you use tons of fabric, you might want to do what Angela's done, where she's made one, just a folder just for fabrics. But yes, I use fabrics, but I tend to do a lot of bits and bobs to go in it. So let's give those a second to stick, which I think they have done. Yeah, so I think that is going to be definitely very usable. I put far too much glue on there. Never mind. So yeah, that'll be great for putting charms and things in, and it'll be nice and secure as well. Maybe not so deep, but it's okay, it'll be fine. So any metal bits I thought would be good in there, or you know, pins and stuff like that, or if you want to put in some little bulldog clips, you can store it all in there. Here would be your lace trimmy bits, or little scraps of fabric, or if you've done any snippet roll or anything like that, you know, you could attach that there that you want to use in it. I'm just looking at my things there. Have I got one? No. yeah, so I think that would be good for there. Let's put some stuff in it, shall we? See if it works. So as I say, I've got my big piece of fabric here. This is over the top. This is half a yard. So I would never store half a yard in a folder, but I haven't cut it to size yet. So that's that. So I've got my, let me see what you're seeing. Let's move it over a bit. There we are. So I've got my paper pad here, which is the lovely Stamperia threads. So I'm going to make a sewing journal, in case you haven't noticed. I was just sweating then, thinking, does 8 by 8 fit in here? And it does, so that's fine. So the paper can go in there. I did do this hidden journaling spot thing. I did a tutorial on it, so that's all ready to go in as a piece of ephemera. So what I can do is use the front one for ephemera, stored safely, and then I've got some offcuts here, so I can put those, yep, they'll fit in that one. Perfect. And then as I go through my bits and bobs, again, cover this if you don't want it all white, it's fine for me. As you go through all your bits and bobs, just start putting them in here, and that way when you actually come to make the journal, everything's done. So let's see if it closes now, shall we? That's a trick. Yep, it does. It does squish that slightly, but I have got an awful lot of fabric in there. I don't know if you can see that. It is squishing the pocket slightly, but as I say, that is an excessive amount of fabric. So, but in theory, yeah, it's going to be fine. So there we are. I think I would put a nameplate on here that I can switch out, so I could, you know, put sewing journal nameplate on there, and then it can sit up on my shelf. And when I want to come and make the journal, obviously you'd have a lot more papers in there. You won't have a ding there like I've got. That's where I folded it wrong, but that's fine. So then I can see, right, I've got some ephemera, one piece. I've got some scrap paper there, and then I've got my fabric there, and then, I mean, technically that won't be there for much, but, and then I've got all my little bits and bobs here. Yeah, cracking idea that, Angela. Like it. As I say, when I was watching yours, I thought, God, yeah, it'd be really good as a holder for when you're planning a journal. So I think, what should we call it? A journal planner holder? No, I'll think of a name, and yeah, we'll go from there. So there we are. You might want to have a go, you might not. As I say, this is all based on, the backs are A4 pieces of card, well, mount board actually, which this is all in centimetres, I'm afraid. It's about 29, nearly 30 centimetres. The spine I did 2 inches because I knew I would want a wide spine because of a wide pocket. And the pocket itself, this is all in 21 centimetres by 19.5. If I can find that little ruler, which is, let's say 8.25 by 7.75, I would say. It really doesn't matter the height of that and the width either. I've made it thick so that I can get lots of paper in there. These are the plastic wallets. You can get these everywhere, seriously everywhere, your pound shops, whatever you have in the States. Obviously a bulldog clip, and then it's just Amazon packaging. I made these, I think Angela did 13 centimetres, which is what I think I've done. So this is about 5 2/8, I think, and in centimetres, yeah, 13 centimetres. I've obviously folded mine in half and stuck, yeah, so 26 in total, fold it in half. This little pocket is, I don't know where to measure to. Let's measure it up to here. Let's say about 6.5 inches or 16 centimetres, and then it's about 5.5 inches tall. I just literally left it at the height of the pocket as you buy them. 5.5 centimetres, 5.5 inches, or 13.5 centimetres. totally customizable to what you put in your journals. I'm just trying to think of some alternatives. I mean, if you've got any of these big things, I was going to stick this in there actually, but it's too big. It's sticking out the top, but then that doesn't really matter, you know, but that would make a fantastic ephemera holder, because that's a big pocket, that one. If you've got the ones that oh, I haven't got mine to hand, you know, the ones that go, they're like this but they're flat, that are going into ring binders. If you don't want to go to the fuss of making a journal cover, just use a ring binder. You can do exactly the same in a ring binder, and you can get these different wallets and things. So yeah, I think, but you know, we like to make things, don't we? So is that as clear as mud? Again, go watch lovely Angela. She's just, oh hello, I've got water on there somehow. She's just starting out, bless her. So go give her a bit of love and check out her version, because it's a much prettier version than mine. And as I say, she's just done hers for storing fabric too, because again, you know, she stored stuff that she wanted to take travelling. Well, if you know you're going on a journey, you can put some paper in there, you can put in some bits and bobs, and then a bit of fabric, or maybe not fabric, maybe not if you're traveling, I don't know, but you can take some bits and bobs basically, and then as you're making it when you're on your journey, you know, you can store your stuff. If you've done a snippet, you hand stitched a snippet roll or something, you can store it in there. If you're on holiday and you find some charms or some ephemera and stuff that you want to put into a journal when you get home, again, you know, that's something else you could use it for. Right, I'm going to stop babbling and I'll let you go. Thank you very much. I hope you stayed with me all the way. I hope that wasn't too painful. But it really was thinking on the hoof, because I really wasn't quite sure what I wanted to put in it. So, but that for me is going to work a treat. All right, have a good day. I'll speak to you later. Bye.